I told y'all on Twitter, August is for Drag X Drive and for Kirby, but all of Kirby. Not just the Kirby Switch 2 edition, but more Kirby, because we just got confirmation that tomorrow there's a Nintendo Direct for Kirby Air Riders. We're getting our first look at gameplay, all the details, 45 minutes with Sakurai to show off why this game is a superstar. And I'm super pumped because I think the fact that they're having this Direct, I think the fact that it's 2025 dated, I think this game is coming out sooner than you'd think. But make sure to follow me on Twitter where I post teases and leaks and things of that sort. I think we might have something for opening night live while Jeff Keighley is busy with Xbox and PlayStation. Maybe we should bring some Nintendo stuff. So follow me. It's x.com, twitter.com/TheSwitchForce. Link is always in the description. And there's going to be a link for the live stream in the description because we're streaming this Direct tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Eastern. Click there to make sure you're there to find out all about Kirby. I'm sure we're getting the release date. We're going to get gameplay, and we're going to see if Sakurai was able to spice the original Kirby Air Ride up to become Riders and become a game that you really want to play on your Switch 2. Now, this is very exciting for a number of reasons, and it does put into focus, I think, the rest of the year. And it's also pissed people off. We got Metroid Prime fans who are irritated and annoyed by this, and I do want to address that. First, some other Nintendo Switch headlines. Shenmue 3 finally confirmed for Nintendo. They didn't say Switch 1 or Switch 2. I assume Switch 2. But we got Shenmue 3 coming our way. We kind of knew this was happening. They're going to be, showing off official details at Gamescom, which kicks off tomorrow. But now you know, if you're interested in some Shenmue action, that it is officially official on Nintendo. We also got an official announcement of the leaked Tales remaster. It's going to be Tales of Xillia, but Bandai Namco is going to be showing off this remaster at Gamescom tomorrow as well. If you're a fan of the Tales series, they always pop up on Nintendo platforms, so I'm sure that Tales of Xillia is going to be on Nintendo Switch and probably both, probably Switch 1 and Switch 2. I'm personally most excited for the announcement of Morsels getting a release date. You might remember Morsels back from the August 2024 Indie Direct. They showed it off then. It was supposed to come out in February. It got delayed. Basically, it is a crazy game with all sorts of weird creatures that combat and creep you out. And it's got an amazing pixel art style. It's dropping on November 18th, and that looks freaking amazing. I hope that it's as awesome as it looks. This developer, I think, is a new developer. It's published by Annapurna, so that gives me, good faith that they have confidence in this game. But that's one of my most anticipated indie titles by far, maybe the most anticipated. It's a top-down roguelite, but this morsel infection is taking over this mouse, and he gets weird powers and can evolve, and it just looks really cool. They say it's charming. I think it's creepy, but maybe that makes it a bit of both. Super pumped for Morsels, but even more pumped for Kirby Air Riders. And this really does set up sort of what Nintendo is doing for the rest of 2025, and I think we can pretty much calendar out the rest of the year, I think. Don't know for sure, obviously. We'll have to wait for that big general direct to get the full puzzle, but it seems like Kirby is coming before Metroid. Why? Because they're having a Kirby Direct before they're having a Metroid Direct. We don't have a Metroid date. There's a Metroid demo at Gamescom, but Nate the Hate also confirmed that Kirby Air Riders is going to be playable for press at Gamescom, so that game's in playable form as well, and it better be if it is dropping in 2025. Nintendo is choosing to put Kirby Air Riders tomorrow, which means that game is near, right? They don't do game-specific directs for a game like this unless it's close. Maybe if it was the next Smash Bros. Or the next Mario, they do it a ways out. But a game like Kirby Air Riders, they are covering it. They're giving us 45 minutes because A, we haven't seen anything, and B, it must be releasing soon. It seems like the general consensus is that Kirby Air Riders could in fact be the September game. That means it would be out next month. Now, I read into that a couple of ways. I read into that one saying ooh, Nintendo thinks that this game doesn't need a huge marketing wave. Are they anticipating it to be a more niche title, a smaller game? If it's supposed to be amazing, why would they not give it a full slate of marketing? Or maybe they're just trying something different, right? Maybe they're trying a 1 month and it's out, or maybe it's not out in September. Regardless, I don't think Sakurai would do something bad. So I don't think there's any way that this game is going to be received poorly. But I would be curious if it is confirmed tomorrow for September, why Nintendo opted to wait this long. Because we've seen Metroid Prime 4 for a very long time, right? Relatively a long time compared to Kirby Air Riders. We've seen gameplay, we've had people play the demo, we've got multiple trailers, we know about the powers. It does sort of bring into question that rumor that, hey, Metroid Prime 4 was supposed to be a launch window title and it got bumped. And then that makes you think, okay, if Kirby Air Riders is the September game, and we know that Pokemon Legends ZA is the October game, Metroid Prime 4 is probably the November game, and then Zelda Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment could nicely fit in for the December game, and maybe maybe Splat Raiders, slots in there somewhere as a second game, because there's nothing to say that Nintendo can't have 2 games in 1 month and actually towards the holiday season. That's something they like to do, and it behooves them to have more options, more titles, and more things for people to buy. But this is pissing off some Metroid fans because they're saying, like, why the heck is Nintendo giving us Kirby Air Riders information before even finalizing and finishing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? Like, what's happening? We don't have a date. We haven't had a direct. What the heck is the issue here? And I want to let you know that, like, these two things are not inherently related. Like, they're not tied together in a way that, oh, because we're getting Kirby, that means we're not getting Metroid. Or because Kirby's coming out first, that means Metroid is second fiddle. Like, these things are not related in really any way, except Nintendo won't release them on the same day. They're totally different teams, they're totally different divisions, and they're operating completely independently, especially in this case because it is Kirby, it is Sakurai, it is HAL Laboratories. They're not meddling with the team doing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond at all. Retro Studios and Kirby are not conflicting. There's nothing happening. There's zero interaction between these two, except, like I said, they won't come out on the same day. Now, why are they showing this off first? Again, the only thing that makes sense to me is, well, it's coming out first. And this could be due to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond getting an internal delay. Like, that to me is the biggest explainer for everything we've seen going on with Metroid Prime 4. And whether you want to say it's bad or weird, however you want to describe it, if you want a catch-all answer to what's going on with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, it is that, hey, it was probably supposed to come out around the launch of Switch 2, and it got bumped. And that has shifted how they've handled just about everything. That would explain why they had a demo ready to go at the Switch 2 experience. That would explain why they had that billboard in the London Tube. That would explain why we're getting this Kirby Air Riders Direct and we don't yet have a Metroid Prime 4 Beyond release date, because probably we were supposed to already be playing Metroid Prime 4 in that Donkey Kong Bonanza slot. It does seem like that is sort of the best descriptor, is like, hey, this game just isn't releasing when it was supposed to. But I don't think that's a bad thing, and I don't think Nintendo's trying to screw you over. The other side of the coin here is that Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is Nintendo's current biggest calling card for their hardcore fans. And when we look to a general direct that is coming soon, and Nintendo wants to have a big game to show off, is it going to attract more eyeballs and be more of a big punch to have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond as the showpiece, or to have Kirby Air Riders as the showpiece? And no shade to Kirby, it could end up being the best game of the year on Switch. Metroid Prime 4 currently is a bigger gun to throw out there, a bigger tentpole title to throw out there for your direct, and Nintendo does have a general direct coming. Obviously, it's happening in September. I'll give you more information, like I said, soon, as I can and as I release it, but this big direct is going to be where you'll find out about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. So, like, that is still coming. That's in the near future. It's not like they're forgetting about this. It's not like they're trying to sweep it under the rug. It's not like they're trying to ignore it or tease you about it or anything. I think it's totally fine to have both games, and in fact, we should be glad that we're getting both games, because they could have said, hey, because Metroid Prime 4 Beyond might be pushed, let's just push everything else back as well, and they clearly did not. They showed off Splatoon Raiders, they're showing off Kirby Air Riders, they showed off Hyrule Warriors, like, they are ready to go and roll out their lineup, and if they did switch up DK and Metroid, like, hey, DK Bonanza is freaking insanely incredible. It's amazing. I don't know how a game's going to top it on Switch 2 this year. If they do, mind-blowing for me, because I freaking love that game, and it's just an absolute bonanza. But don't be mad because Kirby Air Riders is being shown off tomorrow. Just be excited if the game looks good, right? Like, we do need the game to look good. I remember playing Kirby Air Ride like 1 or 2 times back on GameCube when I was younger. I felt it to be quite basic. Now, what I know about Kirby Air Ride is that it was developed very quickly, and it was much of a smaller project, and it does seem like Sakurai has had more time, more effort, maybe even more money, and more of a team to build this out and flesh it out and have it be really like a big first-year game for a big new platform. And I feel like if Nintendo are, they're leveraging this, right? They've already kind of had their quirky title, right? That was Drag X Drive. If they're using this as a first-year title, they must feel really good about it. And so I feel really good about going into tomorrow and finding out exactly what's in store. Obviously, we'll see and we'll judge it for ourselves after we find out more. But I'm excited that we get to hear from Sakurai for 45 freaking minutes. That is long for a game-specific direct. It is not a short presentation. I know that guy is verbose. He likes to talk, which is awesome. I'll listen to him all day. He gave us great Smash Bros. Ultimate directs just a few years ago, and now we're ready for his next game, and we get to play it this year, which is freaking crazy and freaking great, and you might even be playing it in a month's time. Kirby Air Riders might be out in September because currently Nintendo doesn't have anything in that month, and it doesn't look like there's any other candidate. It's either Kirby Air Riders or they don't really have a big September game, which we'll have to wait and see. But we should find out tomorrow. I'm super pumped about this. The plan is following through. The plan is coming true. And we're one stop closer to that big General Direct where if you're a Metroid fan, if you're a third-party fan, if you're a Surprise fan, if you're a Nintendo Switch 2 owner, you're going to be eating good and you're going to be eating a lot. So I'll keep y'all posted as I can. We'll check out the Kirby Air Riders Direct tomorrow. Hopefully that game looks amazing. Let me know your take in the comments down below. Are you pumped for it? Are you excited for it? And until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out. Hi, baby. How's it going? Oh, the fan.